Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Gmo. Alright, about to bring you some tips on positioning, movement, and how you're going to use it to dictate fights. Okay, how to use them advantageously. So I'm here on an overlay of bind. I'm going to talk to you about a couple things. One is like juggling aggro. So that's basically what you're gonna want to be doing is just spotting for information, right? So let's say off spawn right here. This is hookah, right? So I'm here, and we got an enemy. You know, we got some enemies down here, right? So couple, right? Not just one. It's not just like I take one fight and I mean I can take maybe this fight, right? Take this fight here towards that box. Take that fight. I fall, right? I fall. I say, hey, there's a lot here. I wait for my teammate. Teammate comes here. Maybe one rotates here, right? And then I can fight on even numbers. It'd be a better time. Slow them down, skills, you know, smokes, slows, walls, whatever, right? And so it's like in League, you know, you have this 5-point system, right? You have one person that's watching for invades, for cheeses, stuff like that. And as soon as you see one, as soon as you see a couple, one, even one, right? You're not going in, you're not staying around that long. You're saying, oh shit, they're coming. And you're waiting for your teammates to come, right? So it's the same idea in League when you're 5-pointing. And once you have that, once you get rotates and you have players, you're gonna start juggling, right? You want to juggle aggro, right? So this is like team fighting in League. When you start getting low, well, you're gonna be running away, and people are gonna kind of chase you, but then they're like, oh shit, like I can't get to him. I'm just gonna take a bunch of damage from the mid lane or whatever. And so then they stop going after you and they start attacking someone else. So then you turn around and you can throw some damage down again, right? And that's juggling aggro. And by doing this, you can also you can also combine it with like anticipation. Well, I'll just show you in game, all right? So here we are, same map, right? Same map. Right off break, I'm here, and I don't really spot it, right? I listen for stuff. You know, you're gonna hear them running out, maybe. Maybe they're just walking, but right off spawn, I might throw it. I could just throw it at this half part, and I throw it here, right? If I hear any steps, well, you know, I can say one's here. But I'll just look for this part. I'll aim for this. Maybe do a little jiggle, right? A little jiggle. If I get a shot, I'm not repeating that. They know, right? They know. Oh, one's here. They're ready for it. They're waiting for it. They're expecting it. They're anticipating it. Now I can fall, right? So now I can fall and say, hey, there's a couple B. Maybe I wait for a rotate from A. Maybe I group up here. We can set our crossfire up, right? Let's say he plays elbow, and I can play like here, or I can jump spot here. Okay. So when I'm jump spotting here, this is, you know, you're just spotting for information, like, you know, like kind of like warding, I guess. So you're jump spotting for information, and you decide when you want to peek. Let's say, okay, one's in hookah. I know one's in hookah. Maybe my teammate, here's one coming up long or something. So I can decide, like, hey, let's peek hookah together. My A rotator's here, right? I say, okay. So let's peek in 3 seconds, and then you know, we're basically free-firing it, right? We're free-firing, like we're dictating what angles we're taking. We can take just this angle, right? Just this angle. And you see how we set up, instead of just a lot of people are going to right off spawn, you know, a lot of people are just gonna say, oh, I hear people, and then like start fighting as many people as they possibly can, and then die, right? But if we just wait a little bit, get the information, wait for our team to come, right? Then we can take a more advantageous fight together, playing with numbers. And one thing about the juggling aggro is, let's say my teammate's here, right? and he can watch them jump out, right? So I don't even have to peek from backside. So he's spotting cross, and let's say they jump out, he takes some shots and unpeaks, right? Well, they're all looking at him because he just took some shots. Right off his contact, I know, hey, they're looking at him, and I can, you know, or they, like, his contact is like when he shoots, right? So I can peek off his contact and then I instantly juggle. Because if you're coming here, oh my crikey. You come in here and you're playing this, right? You go here, okay, one's here, and then all of a sudden I'm getting peeked from here, you know? It's just rough, you know? You're getting peeked by 2 angles. And so by doing this with just your presence, right? You can just do, you don't even have to fight at all. Just your presence alone, being alive, waiting for rotates, waiting for even a second guy from A coming to B, right? So now we all of a sudden we have 4 at B. No one's died yet because I'm not actually fighting. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. It looks like I'm gonna fight. It looks like I'm gonna fight. I'm doing this shit. I'm keeping him there. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Blah blah blah. You know, but I'm not. I'm using my presence to bait a reaction, right? Maybe they throw something here. Maybe they molly this side. You know, I bait out utility, and then they can't use it. If they do end up taking the site, they can't use it for post plant, or they can't use it to go and take A. Maybe they fall off and take A. They realize 4 of us are here. But you know, I'm using this, the fact that I'm staying alive and not taking a disadvantageous fight. I set up my team for a better advantageous fight and drain the clock, make them use utility, or I force them to commit, right? If I'm just here doing nothing, they either have to go or they either just like have to get out and like run into this crossfire, right? And that's how we're peeking off enemies. Or that's how we're peeking off teammates, right? We peek off contact here, or maybe I don't necessarily want to fight here first because of just the way angles are, because I'm first contact here anyway, right? On these are the ones that people are looking at first. But if I'm gonna peek here, I can have someone peek here as first contact, or I can peek here as first contact, and then I peek off that. Just because if I was first contact here and I die, they don't have to necessarily commit, whereas they have to kind of commit to kill me if I'm just waiting. Okay, that's it for now. If you need a better explanation, maybe I'll do a VOD review of exactly how that works. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.